Hello everyone. Hi Pusha. We will be going to wait for 5 minutes.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
We wait 5 minutes more
Okay.
so that everyone can join. Then we'll start further.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shivam, I would need the person to share my screen as well. If you can update the permission.
Please pardon Pusha. I can't hear you properly.
I would need the permission to present as well.
Okay, let me check it out. Wait.
Share my screen. I don't have that option.
Okay. There is no request. Okay. Pawan ready. Okay. Accepted. Pawan. Okay. Shall I start now? I guess
Okay.
almost. Let's wait for 2 minutes more. I guess.
Okay.
Should we wait? Yeah. Within 2 minutes, we'll start our session. Is my screen visible to everyone? Can someone confirm me?
It is.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm starting. All set for today's session. Hello everyone. The Slack Jabalpur chapter welcomes you for today's session. This side Shivam, CMX and Slack leader for Jabalpur chapter. And I truly appreciate you all taking out your valuable time, especially on weekend, to join us for today's session. Very insightful, impactful session. It will be going to happen. Definitely, you all present, attendees present, reflect spirit of continuous learning. So today's session will be going to be on explore how Salesforce powered channels in Slack can help bring conversations and collaboration customer 360 side together in audience. So I would like to continue further. Yeah. So at the end of the session, we will be having a quiz quiz after session. So please be continued and like attentive till end of the session. Let's make this session interactive, engaging, full of practical takeaways. Thank you once again, everyone, for being of our part growing community. Now I would like to truly pleasure to welcome Piyusha, today's well-known speaker and highly respected speaker, Piyusha. She is someone who truly have the spirit of giving back to the community, a passionate community speaker, leader, and dedicated mentor. She is a sales solution architect at Implementology, Salesforce MVP, Salesforce marketing champion, Salesforce and Slack community leader for Vadodara, Gujarat, and also a golden hoodie recipient. Please join me in warmly welcoming Piyusha. Thank you so much, Piyusha, for taking out your precious and valuable time to share your knowledge and insight with us for today's session. We are truly grateful for your presence and excited to learn from your experience. Now I'm handing over to Piyusha to please continue further ahead.
Thank you so much, Shivam. Thank you for the lovely introduction.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here with you all. And with that, let me share my screen and we can get started on our journey to learn all about Salesforce channels. Um, so, the thing is, right now, if we look at our context, everything is scattered across disconnected systems. It could be CRMs, multiple tools your team is using, and at the end of the day, your team only ever have half of the picture. This impacts their productivity significantly, your business profits, and ultimately the customer experience. It is an issue that we need to solve now more than ever. Joining the team so that they can get the full context. Imagine this: if you have been pulled into a customer issue and the team's on it, but the important context is scattered across emails, chat, people working in different systems, all disconnected from your CRM. You've only got half the picture. So you, along with half of the digital workers, you waste more time chasing people and info down than solving the problem because you don't even know the full extent of the problem. When critical customer information is fragmented, you and your team actually waste a ton of time chasing data instead of solving problems, and it ruins the customer experience, stalls deals, and impact the entire company. When your teams can't collaborate with a shared customer view, profits also suffer. This is a broken way of working, unsustainable. Working like this is unsustainable, and employees are already maxed out because we're working on a ton of things. Um, and even though people are moving into this AI and agentic era, because you don't have the full context of everything, it becomes really troublesome thing to actually work with this complexity. Initially, when Chatter started, it was supposed to be a breakthrough in connecting teams right inside Salesforce, right? Everyone thought, like, okay, this is really amazing. Now we can chat within our CRM. But since then, we have come a long way. It's been decades, and I feel like this is something which everyone is feeling, that now teams doesn't just need a tool where they can interact with each other, but they need to work together across every functions, humans, agents, everyone needs to come together in real time around customers where they have full picture of their data, apps, automations, companies collective knowledge, And right now, it's not just about making things easier, but it's more about breaking down silos and giving everyone the power to act. With your customer's full story in your hand, right where they're already working. And that's why this conversational layer will actually bring everyone together, where your team members will be able to access customer data, team conversations together, and you can make your decisions there to drive customer success as a team. So that's why today we are going to talk all about Salesforce channels. Salesforce channels are a new type of Slack channel that brings Salesforce records together with real time AI powered conversations within Slack. So let's just first understand what is a channel. I'm sure most of you who are part of this session today are using Slack in their day to day job, or they might have used Slack as part of one of the Salesforce communities. So, a channel essentially is a dedicated place to work together and organize around a topic or project. Meanwhile, when you look at Salesforce records, you can actually see all the data for that particular customer within that record. It could be all the opportunities, all the meetings you're having, emails you've sent, and so on and so forth. So you have all the data within Salesforce, you're having all the conversations within Slack. How about we combine these two, and then a new model appears that transforms the way people and agents organize and act around their customers. So with Salesforce channels, it's essentially we are linking Salesforce records like accounts, opportunities, cases, any custom object you have with Slack conversations, bringing real-time collaboration into Salesforce interface. The only thing to take a note here is when I said any custom object, any object can have their own Salesforce channel as long as they have a UI. If your Salesforce record doesn't have a UI API, in that case, you can't have a Salesforce channels for that particular object. Otherwise, you can create Salesforce channels for any object. You just have to enable them in Salesforce, and that's it. So Salesforce channels are bi-directional. This is really interesting and important information, and they're fully accessible in both Salesforce and Slack. So you can actually update Salesforce records from Slack. You can edit, create different things within Slack as well, and you can write messages, do things inside of Salesforce as well. So, because there are times when some of the team members are not super comfortable actually using Slack as an independent app, they can actually have those conversations from Salesforce app as well. So in the new era, now you see a small widget called Salesforce Channels inside your Salesforce where you can actually, perform all the Slack actions as well. Essentially, these channels they create a full single view of the customer, so all the team members can work together no matter where they work, either in Slack or Salesforce. By bridging the structured and unstructured data, this actually is giving everyone an opportunity to get the full context, produce more meaningful interactions, and service the customers in a much better way. The critical advantage is that customer data and conversations are intrinsically aligned and everyone has access to everything. Now let's understand how Salesforce channels work. So first is it's not just about product integration between Salesforce and Slack. Obviously, there are data silos when structured data around customers is, considered. So beyond these, for the first time, Salesforce channels are actually fundamentally bridging the gap between structured and unstructured data. Because in your CRM, you have your structured data. In your Slack, you have unstructured data because you're having these conversations around a topic. And so with Salesforce channels, your team collaboration is grounded in your CRM data. And these channels are created on any objects, um, and you can perform actions in both Slack and Salesforce. Next, this creates a foundation of contextualized knowledge across structured and unstructured. This justifies search, and that just takes it to a whole nother level because Salesforce channels are really amazing. But imagine if you have enterprise search as well. You can search for something, and even if it doesn't exist within Slack, but it exists in some other tool like Salesforce, you will see that information as long as you have access to that data in the other applications such as Salesforce. And lastly, it is safe because all the user permissions are inherited from Salesforce, as I mentioned. If you don't have permission to view, create, edit something in Salesforce, you'll not be able to perform those actions within Slack, even if you're added to these Salesforce channels with these records. So let's look at the very first demo video. So I would like to actually pause for a minute. If you look at this UI, you can see that now once you have integrated Slack channels with your object, in this case it's an opportunity object, you can see this widget wherever you are dropping it. So the integration is also pretty simple, and we will talk about that as well. But wherever you are adding it in your Lightning web page, you'll be able to see it here. So in this case, they have added it on the right-hand side on the opportunity object. So you can actually have conversations here just like we do within Slack, by writing messages, attaching files, using emojis. You can even add people from here. And if you want to open this conversation in Slack, you can simply click on this Slack icon on the right hand side, and you will be redirected to the same channel in Slack. Now here on the Salesforce side, if you see, this is the opportunity channel. And for all the Salesforce channels, not only you will see them under the heading Salesforce channels on your navigation bar, but also you will see the object name along with your channel every time you open that channel. So you will be aware of the fact that this is a Salesforce channel, not a normal Slack channel. Within Salesforce channels, you can have public or private channels because sometimes the deals are really secretive and you don't want to share the information we're discussing here with everyone in the organization. So you can actually create private Salesforce channels for those situations where you're comfortable sharing it with the world. You can actually create public channels.
Hey Piyusha, you are not audible to everyone. Can't hear you.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh.
Now you're audible. Now you're audible, yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for highlighting that. We were just looking at like how the Salesforce channels actually support the team throughout these um, deals. So if you let me just go back so that we can actually talk about it. So if we look at this, we can have all these actions which we can perform for a certain deal which we are doing. We can update the deal stages from here. You can access the AI summary so that even if you join the account late, you will have access to it. And just like any other channel, you will have access to Canvas workflows and things like that. But you can also access related contacts, opportunity details inside of this channel as well, any other files that you have shared, and so on and so forth. So everything actually is staying organized just like we see in normal Slack channels. But here, you also get access to like, do everything with the Salesforce record as well. For example, if your opportunity has reached a stage where you want to add finance or legal teams, you can directly add them in the channel. They will have access to the previous conversations. So it'll be easier for them to access the conversation as well and understand the context to it. They can work within Salesforce or Slack, wherever they are comfortable with. And once the deal is done, it'll be easier for everyone to move the conversation over to service team. So you can actually create an insight of the entire channel before archiving it and attach it to your accounts channel. This is something which is recommended. So whenever you're working in an opportunity channel and the opportunity is closed, it could be closed won, it could be closed lost. What's recommended is that you use Slack AI to create a summary of the entire channel and then attach it to your account object channel so that after the channel is archived, everyone still has access to see like, okay, what all the things were which were discussed, because you can't have hundreds of channels in your navigation bar and still be able to work comfortably. It just makes your life that much more difficult. So that's a normal standard practice which people follow. Um, and then, you know, you can also incorporate Agentforce agents within the Salesforce channels to get better insights and to perform actions even beyond what is being offered here. So as you can see, the customer insights agent has been added to this account object channel, and you can ask the agent to do certain things for you. For example, the agent is talking about has a proposed timeline in a canvas, and so you can actually go through these details along with your team conversations. You can get agentic insights as well. So these channels actually makes it really really easy for everyone to collaborate together. Um, Okay, that's it. Let's actually move on to the next video because that will also take us through something really interesting. Um, if this video actually doesn't cover the integration bit, I will actually show that from my end as well. It actually is very simple to integrate Salesforce channels inside of Slack. Um, I'm just looking at if they're going to show it here. Okay, they are not showing the integration, but let me, okay, so they are talking about it. So you'll have to pick which object should have channel and then you enable it and then that's it. Okay, I will share the link of this video with you all so you can watch it in your own time. For now, I will actually, oops, sorry. Give me a couple of minutes and I will open that video so that we can look at the integration bit of Salesforce channels. Before we actually do that, let me just share it with you all. So before we actually do that, let's also talk about which plans and editions include Salesforce channels. So all the starter editions, Essential, Starter, Pro, Professional, Enterprise, and Unlimited, um, all of these Salesforce editions, all the standard ones, can get access to Salesforce channels. This is not a separate SKU. The only thing is you need to have a Slack plan as well. It could be a free or a paid Slack plan. The only difference between free and paid is that with a free one, you obviously will have limited data backup because you can't see chats beyond 90 days, and you will lose the data beyond a year. So even if you upgrade your plan, you'll not be able to access your data before a year, like more than 365 days. With paid Slack plans, obviously you get access to these channels as well, but this is not an added SKU. User license types, you can actually, so some users will already have permissions to Salesforce licenses as well. But if your user doesn't have access to a sales or service license, you can still give them platform login access so that they can access these channels, and you can assign them permissions to view these records within Salesforce as well. Because if they don't have permission in Salesforce, they will not be able to see the record details. They'll still be able to see the conversations happening in the channel, but they will not be able to access the record details if they don't have access to it in Salesforce. These are the licenses which you can actually assign to the users who need to access just these channels, but they don't need Salesforce access in general. Now, using a Salesforce channel in Slack, so you can actually use Salesforce channels to create and link records to channels. You can find a Salesforce record in Slack. You can update a record, create and delete a record, log data for records like calls, cases, etc. You can automate Salesforce channel invitations as well from this channel on the Slack side, and that's something which you can do on the Slack side. On the Salesforce side, you can again create and link records to channels, send format messages, reply in threads, upload files, add emojis, use emoji reactions, mention people, invite people to channels. These are the actions which you can perform on the Salesforce side because you already have access to the record, so you don't need access. We're not stating that here because on Salesforce side you already have access to that by default. But these are the new things which you can do within the Salesforce channel on the Salesforce side. Now, which objects can have Salesforce channels? We talked about it a bit previously as well. All the objects, all the standard and custom objects. So all the custom objects by default have UI API, but some standard objects doesn't have UI API. So if any standard object has, UI APIs, they will be able to access it. If they don't have this, they'll not be able to access it. But in general, contacts, opportunities, accounts, cases, all of these standard channels, they have this. So just a notification because somebody tried to hack the system. Um, so first we are going to look at this demo where you can see how we are actually integrating it. So first we need to actually integrate Salesforce and Slack. So here we are integrating Salesforce and Slack. We are actually copy pasting the Salesforce login URL here. And then once that's done, we're going to show the connection manner. We have done the Slack bit of it. Now I have to go to Slack's Salesforce side and actually accept the connection request. So I'm going to go with email because this is what I selected previously as well. And here I'm approving this request. Now, once the approval is done, I can go back and see it's the connection status is ready to activate state. I'm simply going to activate it, and that's it. My Salesforce and Slack is connected. To set up the Salesforce channels, you can actually search for the term Slack channels for records, or if you're simply searching Slack, you will still be able to see them. When you click on this, you will get a few suggested objects to create Salesforce Channels records for. You can also click on Add Objects to add additional objects in here. So for now, we are actually just using account object, and then we are also adding the opportunity object. So I've added account, opportunity, and cases for Salesforce records as of now. And that's it. Now these channels actually have been enabled for Slack channels, because inside Salesforce we call them Slack channels, but when you're working with Slack, you call them Salesforce channels. A bit confusing, right? But now what you have to do is you actually have to add these the Slack channels UI in your Lightning record page. So here you can see that I'm going to the account objects Lightning record page. And from here, I will actually edit it and add the widget inside my record page so that my team can see it. Even though we have enabled it, unless we add it, we'll not be able to see that. So I have added it in here on the right hand side. As you can see, I'm going to save and activate it. And every time I create a channel for an account record, people will be able to see it within Slack and Salesforce. Now, here's another thing. So, there are two different types of Slack record layouts. When you're adding the Slack widget in your Lightning page, you can actually use either the root layout. Um, this actually displays Salesforce record as an application in a message, or you can use the URL unfurling layout. This actually previews Salesforce record automatically when a link is shared. So there are two different types of it. You can actually give it a go, whichever one's best for your team. You can use that. Um, I personally prefer the default one because the default is CRUD layout, but you can also go with the URL unfurling one as well. Then you can actually add users who have access to this connection. In our case, you can see that these users also should have access to at least the visibility aspect of it to these channels, but this is set from Salesforce. And on the Slack side, you actually see the default channel visibility for these objects. Do you want it with anyone or limited with access to the record? So if somebody has access to the record, then only they can view the channel. If they don't have the access to the channel record, they will not be able to see it. But by default, it is recommended that you keep it public. You also have the option to add you also have the option to add three default related list tabs here. You can add more inside your channel, but here you can actually add three related list tabs for your object. And you will be able to see the related tabs for this. As you can see, I'm actually selecting different things and I can save it. And then within settings, I can also see how I offer the record unfold settings. You can see show record details. You can actually select different type as well, because you might want to see just the name and object or just the object. I would prefer to go with show record details if a URL is being shared. And that's it. That was the entire setup for Salesforce channels on both the ends. Once you have this, here are a few things which you all should have a good idea about. All the users who need to access these on the Salesforce end, or if they're viewing records, they need to get some sort of Salesforce license. We talked about it, but to be able to view these records, they need to have some sort of license in Salesforce. Now, Slack users' view and edit access is all controlled by Salesforce permissions. So if your users doesn't have permission for the records in Salesforce, they will not be able to see the records or edit them in Slack. Lastly, channels can be private or public, and they do not control CRUD. So users might have been added to a channel, but they can't edit the record if they don't have permission. So when you're assigning some task to a user, make sure their Salesforce profile access have access to these records, the ones you are using Slack channels for. Finally, guest members actually have very, very limited view to the Salesforce channels. So they will only be able to see the messages tabs and nothing else. Only for guest Slack members, not for full paid members. This is another demo which we created actually for our Dreamforce session last year. This is an account, we called it Mickey Mouse, and we're actually showing how you can create a Salesforce channel from from Salesforce. So you can simply click on create, it will create a channel for you. Then you'll have the option to add people from your team in here. You can send a message, you can attach a file, you can see all the formatting options here for your message as well. Whatever you will see, you will be able to see that in your Slack as well. So as you can see from the top right, I can actually add more people. And if I click this icon, I will be redirected to Slack. And if I see the demo for the Slack side, the Mickey Mouse account comes under the Salesforce channels. It is an account type object channel. And if I click on account details, I can actually see quick actions. If I have done a log or an email with them, I can log those details. I can actually edit and update these account details from here as well. If we can see, I can see related objects there as well. In here, I can see related cases and opportunities up top. I can also see the account team here. If I want, I can actually add a new Salesforce list in here. In this example, I'm going to add related contacts. So I'm going to click related contacts. I'm going to add it now. And you can see two people here already. If I want to add a new account contact relationship, I can actually click on this green button at the bottom, and I can add that contact for this Mickey Mouse account as well. I can view people. I can add people from here, as I mentioned. We can do this on both ends, Salesforce and Slack. I can see all the opportunities here. I can create a new opportunity from here as well. Right now, I'm viewing an existing opportunity, but this opportunity doesn't have a channel, so I can create a channel simply by clicking Create Channel green button in here. I can also edit details for the opportunity if I want to. And right now, I'm going to actually create a new opportunity. And here, I'm going to just write even larger addition. And this opportunity, we are going to add the opportunity type and close date because we are only focusing on the mandatory fields as of now and the stage. And now I'm going to save it. And that's it. You can see the new opportunity we just created. You can also see this opportunity in Salesforce, even though it was created in Slack. So not only you can edit details, you can create new things as well. I can create a new channel for the newly created opportunity or for an additional existing opportunity. I can add people here. I can update details in here. And that's it. It's so easy for me to work on all these objects inside a Slack and in Salesforce as well. In the last example, which we're showing, we're actually adding a file for review. And if you go to Salesforce, you can actually see this file in here. You can click on it and you'll be able to access the file just like we do in Slack. Now I'm actually refreshing the opportunity so you can see the even larger addition opportunity, which was added by us in Slack, is appearing on Salesforce as well. So final takeaways. Salesforce Channels combine Salesforce and Slack channels and Salesforce records. So it's a seamless way for your team to collaborate with each other and get full context of the account opportunity, or any other thing which you're working on. It's available on all free and paid Slack plans for all the standard editions. You can connect Salesforce and Slack within minutes, and it's easy to set up the channels as well, just like we looked. And then lastly, the Slack actually respects Salesforce permissions, so Slack channels can be both public or private for Salesforce records. This was a meme. I normally add a ton of memes in my presentations when I'm delivering it to a larger audience, and this was a meme which we created. What gives people a feeling of power? Money, status? Oh, well, I think it's Salesforce channels inside of Slack. That's it from my end. You can actually scan these QR codes. I noticed somebody said, can we get the recording of this demo video, adding objects and records? The video I presented at Dreamforce is available on Salesforce Plus. So let me quickly search for that, and I will share it with you. In the meantime, if we have any more questions, please let us know. Okay, I found the link, and let me post it in here. So if you want to access the video, oops. Here you go. So you will be able to access the demo, video, and everything in here. In what real-world scenario do Salesforce channels provide the most value compared to standard Slack integration? Well, when your sales team is working on a project together, it's very easy and seamless to have a Salesforce channels. Majority of the customers I have implemented Salesforce channels are for sales team only. Only one use case is where I have actually implemented it for service teams. But majority of the salespeople actually are loving Salesforce channels, and they want to, use Salesforce channels versus standard channels, because now they don't actually have to open Salesforce to do any updates on the opportunities, which was a big concern for the salespeople previously. But now sometimes they don't want to open Salesforce, and because of that, a lot of the details are not updated in CRM. But because now it's accessible in Slack app and they're always on Slack, it's easy for them to update details, and simply collaborate on a particular opportunity. Slack Connect channels are different. So Slack Connect channels are the ones where you use these for external party connections. You're collaborating with somebody who's outside of your organization, and you do that through Slack Connect. Whereas Salesforce channels actually are only for your organization, but they're connected with your Salesforce records. You normally don't have Slack Connect people in Salesforce channels because you're talking about things for your accounts, and you don't obviously want to share those details with external third-party people. If a user is a part of a Slack channel but lacks Salesforce object permission, what exactly will they see or be restricted from? If they're a part of a Slack channel, but they don't have access to Salesforce objects, they will not be able to, if they don't have access to the object at all, they will only see the messages and files tab. But if they have the view access to the object, they will be able to see the records and related details. If they don't even have the view access, they'll only access message and files. They will not be able to see the record. That's the short answer. Are there any recommended naming conventions or governance model for managing large number of Salesforce channels? So Salesforce channels by default are created with the related account name or opportunity name. So you don't necessarily have to create the name for the channel. It is already pulling the data from the Salesforce record. Are there any automation opportunities that significantly enhance Salesforce channels? You don't necessarily have to have any automation opportunities inside Salesforce channels because you can do the things manually, and that's what most people prefer. But if you want to, you can use flows and workflows in Slack, Salesforce flows and Slack workflows. You can work with them together, and you can automate certain things within Salesforce channels as well. There's no one stopping you from doing that. Most of the salespeople don't like to do that. What happens if you provide read permission after a record is shared? It's absolutely fine. Once they get the permission, they will be able to view it. If they don't have the permission at all, they'll not be able to do it. Even if you give them permission after adding them in the channel, they will still be able to see it once they refresh their Slack app. Any monitoring or auditing capabilities exist for tracking activities between Slack and Salesforce? I don't have answer to this as of now because I don't know. Normally, if something has been updated in some place, you should be able to see as to who updated it and when, not exactly on what platform. So the only thing to consider is even if you're working with, for example, an opportunity object, if I have access to edit the object, every time I'm updating it, it is saying it will say updated by Pusha. Not it will not share updated in Slack or Salesforce because it doesn't matter because I have access to the object. I can update it anywhere I want. It's not being updated by somebody who doesn't have access. Any other questions? Um, okay, I need to find out. See, the thing is, normally in large enterprises, as an admin, you would keep a track of how many channels are being used, if somebody is abusing permission through audit logs. But if I have 10,000 people, I will have hundreds of channels by default. I cannot ask my users to stop creating channels because they're creating their channels for their own usage. What I can do is archive inactive channels from my end, but I will only be able to do that for private channels. I can see public and private channels as well as a owner, a org owner, but I don't want to interfere with those channels unless I feel like, okay, this channel exists and nobody has used it in a year. I will still check with the manager of that channel before archiving it. But normally, people do it themselves because Slack recommends them that, okay, maybe you need to clean up your channel bar because you haven't used these channels for a long time. So you can actually encourage your users to take those suggestions and clean up their channels automatically because you don't want to interfere in a private channel from your team. That's it from me, Shivam. You can take over. Um,
Yeah, Sure, Pusha. Thank you so much, Pusha, for delivering such an insightful, impactful session, engaging as well. It means a lot, and thank you once again from Slack chapter and from all the attendees. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Definitely, this session is very insightful. It will help all the attendees and all the viewers for futures that how the Salesforce and Slack Power Channels will help the rest of the community as well. Now I will be going to start quiz. Let me share my screen so that we can start the quiz. Wait for a while. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once my screen is visible to everyone.
That's good.
It
Yeah.
is okay. Please join this link, or you can also scan the QR to join the slido.com so that we can start a quiz, and let's see who will win today. If somebody is facing to join the quiz, please let me know. You can directly search slido.com, so you can put that code. Hash code is there. You can put that code to join a quiz. Also, you can scan the code. I'm just waiting for 2, 3 members more to join. Somebody's left. Okay, Satyan was asking for the link. Somebody share the link. Okay. Yeah, you can put that hash code over here. Satyan, are you able to join? Okay, now everyone is joined, I guess. Let's start. Should I start, Pusha?
Yes, that's nice. The only thing is somebody who Microsoft Teams, would it be possible to use your name?
Okay, now I'm starting. Thank you. What is the main purpose of Salesforce Power Channels in Slack? Okay, let's go next question. What does Customer 360 primarily provide to teams? Okay. Next question. How does Salesforce channels in Slack improve collaboration? Next Next question is, which benefit do teams gain by integrating Slack with Salesforce? Okay. Salesforce channels in Slack help teams primarily in which area? Okay. Next question is, what is the key advantage of having CRM updates directly in Slack channels? Okay, next question is, which of the following best describes Slack and Salesforce integration? Next question is, what outcome can team expect after leveraging Salesforce powered Slack channels? Okay, that's good. Next question is, why is it important to assess your organization's current Slack usage before integration? Now we're ending up with the last question. What determines the specific steps required to connect Slack with Salesforce? Okay. Now let's reveal the leaderboard.
Um, see, I
Oh,
would also, sorry, go on.
what, Pisha?
I feel like there are some questions which people answer half and half, so we can probably pick up those questions when looking at the slides as well. You can ask winners, and then we can,
Okay, so you want me to show those questions, right?
yes, you can announce the winners first, and then we can go.
Yeah, okay. Wait. So it's gone. Yeah, let me read those questions. Ten question. Yeah, I'm starting with the questions, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the third question it is, which benefit do teams gain by integrating Slack with Salesforce?
Yep. So
I think so, yeah.
the only thing which I want to highlight it can never automate the hiring process. You can get faster decision making and real time insight by integrating Slack with Salesforce. Um, but you cannot automate your hiring process with it. So I don't know why people answer this question because they only read the first part and answered quickly. But please make sure that you're looking into it from the lens that this improves collaboration and this gives a 360 view of the record and the conversations. So it can improve faster decision making and time insights.
Okay. Next we have this as well. Slack channels in Slack helps team primarily in which area?
So obviously, when you're working in Slack, you're connected with everyone. So it cannot help you with personal social networking because social networking is something else altogether. Salesforce channels actually are there to connect the team experiences around the customer data. So you get the data from Salesforce and the conversational power from Slack, and those two are merged together. So that can never improve team working.
Next we do have no, it's not an option. Okay.
Yeah, I think these are the only two
Yeah,
questions.
it's no. So we are having a winners Ishan, Pawan Reddy, Shefali, and Amisha, right? And Shubham Thoughts. So one, first of all, I want to thank all the participants, also congratulate all the winners who have win today's quiz session. Please drop your email ID and LinkedIn ID over the chat. Also, Shefali and Shubham, last event, you have already won the quiz. So I want to pass today's new winners to so that they can also get the chance to get the swag. So can I have the like sixth and seventh positions name?
You can go back to the dashboard and then you'll be able to see things.
G. Okay. Please drop your email ID and LinkedIn ID over the chat.
And also, people who have won, Slack community actually doesn't allow us to keep giving you same vouchers and slides and stuff. So it's anyways not possible for us to.
Exactly, exactly. For specific chapter, for example, last time Shefali already won the Jabalpur Slack quiz chapter. Okay, this time she won't be like eligible to get the
Yeah.
swag. But for the rest of the chapters, like for Indore, Bhopal, Gujarat, and for the Pune itself, you get the chance to win over there, right, Piyusha?
There's a limit on the number of times you can win in a year as well in total. So you cannot get more than 3 or 4 swags and certification vouchers
Yeah, exactly.
from any community group in total.
Okay, Amisha, can I have your like LinkedIn ID also? And we have Ishan, who was in the sixth and seventh position. Can you please drop me your?
You need to show the name of the sixth and seventh position from the dashboard.
Okay,
So it's Shivam Pandey and Parth.
yeah, Shivam Pandey. Shivam Pandey already won day before yesterday's event. I will request Parth and Microsoft team. So please share your like email ID and LinkedIn ID on the chat. Parth and Microsoft team.
Next time onwards, when you're participating in such things, please do not write names separate to Microsoft Teams. Please
Yeah,
write
exactly. That is hinders actually difficult to check it out. Yeah.
Um, I just have one thing for you, Shivam. I've sent you a message. Can you please have a look at it right now? How many attendees we have received so far for this session?
You're asking RSVP, right?
No, no, attendees.
attendees. We are having a total 60 attendees right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can provide like four winners we can go with right now. Exactly, right?
Yes. So Microsoft Teams is anyways not eligible in that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So Amruta was the Microsoft Team one, right?
I'm not sure. You can check with the leaderboard and then you can.
Yeah, it's a Microsoft Team, no? So just I'm asking her or his like Amruta Kalankar. Are you the one only, right? Can you please text me in chat also? Rest three, I got the names. Shifali, actually, we right now we are providing swags, not the certification vouchers. For vouchers, we will be going to have a specific voucher, specific sessions. So that time you can get a chance to get the Slack vouchers, right, Pusha?
Yes.
Yeah, swags and vouchers are totally different. So for Slack vouchers, we will be going to have a different specific satisfaction specific sessions. So that time you can win and you can take the code for the voucher, Slack vouchers, right? Thank you so much everyone for your precious time and so much engaging session it was by the Pusha. Thank you, Pusha, for the engaging session till the end. Really, you are very very respected and very valuable mentor speaker. Thank you so much from Slack chapter for giving us opportunity to speak at our chapter
Thank you
session.
so much, Sharon, for inviting in the first place. And it was really interesting to engage with you all, and I'm happy to be here.
Exactly, same goes well also for the attendees. Thank you, attendees, for attending this session. Now let's end this session. Anything else you want to say, Pusha?
No, that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message on LinkedIn or any Slack space we both are a part of. And that's it. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day ahead.